Hey y'all. Another Tuesday, another baseball practice. Oh, child, why do we do it to ourselves? Why do we do it to ourselves? Hey y'all, hey. I hope you guys have had a most wonderful Tuesday so far, and I hope that the end of the day was just as good as the beginning. Sports moms, why do we do it to ourselves? Because it's our fault. We sign these children of the corn up for the sports, and then we complain all season long. Hey girl, hey Christine, hey Auntie Debbie. I hope you enjoyed your birthday. Y'all, hey Cindy girl. Hey Robin. I'm okay, Lorna. I hope you are. I had a really bad flare up last night. And it lasted for hours. Hey Kiana, I thought I was gonna actually have to go to the hospital. My body started tingling probably about 9:30. I was like, oh Lord. I looked over at my husband. I was like, and it wasn't, sometimes your flare-ups could be isolated to a certain area, right? It could be isolated to like your elbow or your neck or your legs, your knees or your hands, or it could just be all over. And typically I'll know because one or the other will start tingling, and and so, but when my entire body started tingling, I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. I said, Ricardo, go on, grab me my medicine. I'm getting ready to have a flare up. He went and got some compresses. And, honey, I laid in that bed racked in pain for about 4 hours. I couldn't even sleep. But here I am. Much better today. But, y'all, so, look. Y'all see, look, Aiden and Ricardo, right? Up there because your son played for VSU, and when we play WSSU, tell Rick I'm going to talk junk. Listen. Me too. I said, you know what? I'm gonna let him have a little piece. Excuse me. I'm gonna let Boosie have a little piece right quick today before I shimmy on up there, because yesterday I had to show out. Clock that. I did. I had to show out because my child of the corn was y'all. Wrong she. He was acting slam up. Thank you for the stars, honey. I appreciate your entire ministries. So he had a game yesterday. And one thing about Boosie, he actually really likes playing baseball. And I like watching baseball on this area. Like, I'm not a major baseball league watcher. Like, I don't watch baseball, but I love watching softball. I love watching softball since Zaria plays softball. So, this gives me a little bit. So I actually do enjoy watching the baseball games. Yesterday, y'all. Oh. No. No. I almost lost it all. Yeah, when I tell you the perimenopause has changed my entire makeup. Like, I'm not trying to have an excuse or anything like that, but I can just tell that since I've been going through the change, whatever you want to call it, since I've been going through menopause, I don't have the same patience that I used to. Or it could just be me getting older. It could just be me. I don't know. But I'm typically a pretty patient person. And I'm really, especially when I know that my children, well, not my children, but because each child have their own thing going on. But, so I try to be mindful that he could just be overstimulated in the moment, or, you know, whatever, especially being a therapist. But yesterday, I was like, oh, no. Baby, all that is gone, okay? It's gone. Because he was acting crazy. And had them people looking at me like, oh my gosh, how dare she? Baby, let me tell you something. Don't look at me too hard. Don't look at me too hard, because somebody else might get cussed out too, baby. Boosie finna get cussed out. Y'all, I said I said, Ricardo, I'm getting ready to show out. I'm getting ready to lose it. I'm on 10. Ricardo looked at Aiden. He said, oh, pack it up. Pack it up. Baby. Woo. Child, so I'm sitting in the car right now, baby. I'm sitting in the car. Aiden and Ricardo on bleacher duty. Because, so it all started because we get to the field. And he wanted McDonald's. He wanted McDonald's before the game started, but he only said that when we got to the game. Mommy, can I have McDonald's? I said, yeah, you can have McDonald's after your game. Because we at the game now. Your daddy pulling out the chairs. You got to get on over there. You supposed to be there at 5:30. It's already 5:35. We already 5 minutes late. Like, get on over there. He was like, I want McDonald's. I was like, and you will get McDonald's after the game. And keep playing with me, you'll be eating that Easter candy that's in that damn Easter basket in your room. You was playing with me. So we looking at each other like, y'all remember, I don't know if y'all watched it, but remember, no, I ain't even gonna say his name. We was just having a stare down. I was getting ready to use the stare down between somebody that's locked up and your boy on that show. If y'all know, y'all know. But anyway, so we was looking at each other. And I was like, because at this point, I'm the mama. Get out my face, right? So he was like, okay, I don't care about, like, I just don't really care about stuff like that. Blow your breath, have your moment, get them damn cleats on, and get on the field. So he get on the field, all right? Now, yesterday, I don't know if it was a combination of just, I don't know, because, you know, we all entitled to bad days, right? We all entitled to bad days. We are. So I don't know if he was just having a bad afternoon, because it wasn't a bad day. He was just maybe having a bad afternoon. I don't know if it was because it was his old team. So it was his old team and his old coach that he played for last year. And a lot of the kids from the team last year are on that particular team. And I don't know if he felt some type of way because it was his old team. Baby, I don't know what it was. But he got up there and he was in the outfield. He was doing pretty good. He got up there to bat and was acting a plum fool. I'ma say it. I know that's right, cousin. Because that scene is iconic. Do you understand what I'm saying, baby? The way they were staring each other down. That's how me and Boosie was looking at each other like. So he was like, he's standing at the plate with the bat in his hand. No lie. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Taking the bat, knocking the dirt off his shoes. Kept hitting his shoe with the bat. Boom, 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 boom. The coach. Princeton, right here. Pay attention, buddy. Pay attention, buddy. Pay attention, buddy. Betty, the ball is getting ready to come. Look here. Pay attention, pay attention. He ain't even thinking about nothing that the coach is saying. He looking down. He starts twirling the bat. He up to bat. It's his time to bat. It's 2 kids on the base. Okay. He was like, mind you, Boosie's played baseball since he was 5. Now he might be twirling and doing Michael Jackson moves out in the outfield, throwing dirt, trying to catch butterflies, picking flowers. But when it was time to bat, he's always got up there, did what needs to be done, and got on. So he's never acted a plum monkey fool up to bat. So I'm like, Princeton. Now, last year, his teammates they called him Boosie, but this year, whatever y'all call him, that's what I'm calling him, right? Oh, block the scammer. Not a remedy for child, and not talking about a follower. You done hacked one of my followers' pages, trying to sell some HSV outbreak stuff. Oh, the people is real crazy, getting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Child. Okay. So he's standing. So I'm like, Princeton, it's your turn. You need to go ahead and bat. He looked back, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all how this went. He looked back. The first time he looked back at me, turned back around, and proceeded to hit that bat with that shoe, or that shoe with that bat. I looked at Ricardo. Ricardo wasn't even looking at. He wasn't looking my direction. Happy birthday, John. Happy birthday. Ricardo was like, I'm not gonna look at you, because if I look at you, I was like, okay, I'm not the coach. Okay, I'm not the coach. I'm the parent on the sideline. I'm gonna let the coach deal with him in the game, right? So the coach popped the ball. Boop. It flew past him. Now you see it, Princeton. You see it now. You see it. All right. Let the ball be yours. Hit the ball. He taking his shoe, grinding it down in the dirt, grinding it down in the dirt. Now I'm getting irritated, because you up there playing at that people, up there playing, and it's you in the middle of a game, and you up there playing. So now you irritate me. You irritate me, because 5 minutes done went by. Now we going into another 5 minutes. Like, it's not making no sense. Now, if I was the coach, I would have been like, you strike out, bye, you're gone. Go sit down, because, baby, I don't know what you're doing. So, Ricardo gets up, he go to the fence. He like, Princeton, you're going to have to swing. You're going to have to swing. So, the coach said, you ready? You ready? So, he fumbling with the bat. The coach throws the ball again. And he swung, he missed it. No big deal, whatever, right? So, the next time, the coach said, all right, this your ball right here. He threw it. He half swung. And he said, oh, I need to do it over. But that was strike 3. That was strike 3 right there. Okay, you're going to have to get on and sit down. All right, he up there mad, because you was playing around. You up there pussyfoot at the crazy, okay? But the other coach for the other team said, oh, give him another chance. Give him another opportunity. He didn't know if he wanted to swing or not. The first one didn't count. We're going to give him another chance. So I'm like, okay. So they give him another chance. And here go the coach again. Princeton, pay attention. He up there spitting, hitting the bat with his, So now I said, I know you lying, because now you're wasting people's time. And y'all know I can't stand that. I tell my children all the time. Now, you're not going to waste people's time, and you're a part of a team, and you need to act like you're a part of a team. No. Okay? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I stand up at the gate at this point, and I'm like, Princeton, hit the ball or swing the bat. You're going to have to swing the bat. Get ready. So he gets up there. The coach throws the ball. He don't swing. He stands there. I said, come on off. He turns around to me and he says, no. Baby, if y'all could have seen the way I flew around now, I flew the dugout. Baby, at this point, you can remember to make me drag you, that helmet, that bat, them dirty ass shoes, everything off the field. Because you playing now. Like, now you're doing the entire most for no reason at all. Boy, get off that, get off them people field. Get off them people field, and I mean now. So he come in the dugout, and when I'm up a little bit, I don't like to don't like to discipline my children when I'm angry or when I'm frustrated with them, you know. So Ricardo is never on 10. He's never there. I'm there more than I like to be now, but with menopause going on. But Ricardo is, you know, he's never up there, right? So I look at Ricardo, I say, Ricardo, go ahead and talk to him. I say, because I can't talk to him right now because I'm too frustrated. So go ahead over there and talk to him. Tell him he needs to get it together. He needs to pipe down. So Ricardo goes over there to talk to him. Boosie throws his helmet on the ground. At this point, y'all, we got to slide. we got to slide. We got to slide. You know, I said, okay. I said, Pat, Aiden, get out of this shit. Baby, get that cooler. Baby, I start looking around. Baby, grab anybody chairs. Grab the people chairs over there, our chairs. Baby, grab the people. Baby, we got to go. Because he finna really. So Ricardo said, don't throw your helmet. You don't pay for nothing. Like, don't throw your helmet. You don't pay for anything. So he said, now because he struck out, that was strike 3. Now they're in the outfield. You know, the other team is up to bat. So he in the dugout, mad at yourself. You're mad at yourself. He don't want to go out in the outfield. Ricardo said, go ahead and get out there. No. Oh, no, I don't want to go there. Oh. Ricardo said, I looked at Ricardo. He said, let me talk to him. Ricardo pulls him out the dugout. They talking. He whining. My thing is, let's get in the car and let's go. He having a bad moment. Ain't no need to sit here and try to drag it out. We getting ready to go home. He getting ready to take a bath, eat, and then he getting ready to get in the bed. Okay? He getting ready to get in the bed. Ain't no need to sit here and keep going on. When he having, Keisha was having a time. Right. So, I said, get your bag. That's what I said. Switch. Nope, it's switch time. No, I'm not gonna put a switch to him now. Wait a minute. Auntie said, let me tell you something. Get the damn switch. Because I'm tired of him for you, girl. No, Auntie. Right? No. But, so, I said, so he said, no, it was showing out, right? So I said, get your bag. No, I'm not getting my bag. I said, who you talking to? Now you're making me be up here. I said, a Brayden wanted that. Oh, it's traumatizing. I lived through that. And so the people looking at me, because I don't care nothing about none of these people because I'm your mama. Because who you talking to? Boy, if you don't get that damn bag. And they was looking at me like, oh my gosh, I would never talk to my kid like that. And that's why they're your children and not mine. Get that damn bag and let's get out and get to the car and say something else. And you going to be in the dirt like a baseball. Because now you playing too much. Because, baby, you could be having a bad day, but you're never going to disrespect me. Or you're going to be having a bad tomorrow, too. Baby, your bad day is going to go into tomorrow as well. Honey. So, he getting this bag. Aiden was ready to go anyway. He didn't even want to come. He wanted to stay home. I was like, no. Because don't nobody stay home at your dang on sporting events. Aiden, I'm going to have to get him. I'm going to have to get him together with that. Aiden want everybody at his stuff. Track meets, baseball games, football games, won't. But when it's time to support other people, he just, do I have to go? Yes, because we done sweated between our butt crack out there at that damn track meet that you wanted everybody out there. And if we not cheering, but you don't want to cheer for other people. No, you're going to sit there, you're going to smile, and you're going to cheer. Child, I'm sick of these kids. Whew, Lord, motherhood. So, I get home, get his food, you get in the bath. You get Don't even ask for your phone. His phone taken away, his game taken away. He don't have nothing. So I said, so you're done. And when you're ready to talk about what happened, it was the Pop-Tarts he ate, right? Right. So I said, when you're ready to talk about what happened, we can talk. Other than that, laying here in the dark and calm down. Good night. I went to bed. Ricardo come in. I got out the shower. He got, you talked to Princeton. No, when he ready to talk, he'll talk. This morning, got up talking real hard. I said, you feel better today? Yes. I said, if you don't want to play baseball anymore. Oh, no, he ain't getting no McDonald's. He ain't getting no McDonald's, baby. We had McDonald's at home. What you want from this cabinet? So he said, and this is the reason why I'm telling this story is because I want y'all to know that I am a parent too. Like, yes, I'm not the perfect Patty parent. I am not. No, I am not. But I also want to let y'all know that if y'all open the door to conversation with your children, they would definitely tell you what's going on. Like if you just automatically just snap and shut your child down, whoop them or something like that, they will never trust you with the conversation. I mean, trust you to have conversations with you about things that they really have going on, that they really are struggling with. So this morning he woke up, and I am the type of parent, I don't bring stuff into the next day. Like, I'm not going to be frustrated with my child the next day, having an attitude with my kid the next morning because of something he did the day before. We're going to settle it in that day. And if not, then we'll settle it the next day. But I'm not getting ready to be like, get up the next morning. I'm still mad because you showed out at a baseball game. Like, no, I'm not getting ready to do that. So I asked him, I said, were you feeling better this morning? He said, yes. I said, well, if you don't want to play baseball, you don't have to play baseball. I said, but you have to respect your team. I said, and what you did yesterday was very disrespectful to your team. So what's the problem? Y'all, my son told me that he was embarrassed because his team, so he played his old team. I was telling y'all that he played his old team. He was like, Mommy, I ain't hit the ball all season, which he hasn't. He has not hit one ball. Boosie is really good about hitting the ball. He's a very consistent hitter. This year, he has not hit the ball one time. But he's been very consistent with throwing. He's been on first base. He's been a good first baseman. He's been playing in the outfield. He's been more focused. And he just ain't been able to hit the ball to save his life. His swing is good. His stance is good. But he has not been able to hit that ball. But I feel like he wanted to impress his coach from last year. And in his heart of hearts, he knew that he was not going to hit that ball because he hadn't hit it. And so he was like, I was embarrassed because my coach was going to see me not hit the ball. And I said, well, your coach have seen you not hit the ball all season. He was like, no, my coach from last year. Child, I said, well, so B, it's two sides to it. So no, he don't like to be embarrassed, but his behavior, so we have to think like children. When children are acting out, they don't think that they're embarrassing parents. So one thing in the moment as a mom, yes, you're embarrassing me. In the moment, thinking back, and I'm looking as a therapist, children don't have that same capacity to understand that they're embarrassing you. They're literally trying to work through their emotions. They only been on this earth for 7 years or 5 years or 4 years or 3 years. And if a child is having a tantrum in the store, parents, oh, you embarrassing me? You don't want to be. So no, I didn't be like, well, you embarrassed me. No. But I understand what you're saying too. You know what I'm saying? Because me in the moment as a parent, I was like, oh God, he is out here embarrassing me. I'm not going to lie. That was my initial thought. Like, he is embarrassing me. But also as a parent too, we have to understand, like, we have to put ourselves in our children's shoes sometimes. And I didn't even think about him even remotely thinking about his team from last year, So, he explained himself and, I explained to him, everything. But at the end of the day, you still got to have consequences to your actions. You right. It don't negate the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't negate the fact that you still showed out and now you still have to have consequences to your actions. But he's he was really processing. But in the moment, with a child who has sensory processing disorder child, like in the moment, everything in his mind was just piling up, and he just didn't know how to really handle it in the moment at 7, and sometimes as parents, like, I wish, sometimes as a parent too, I wish that I probably would have had more patience in the moment to pull him to the side and be like, hey, what's the problem, kid? Like, what is going on here? But he was just so on 10. I don't even know if he would have been able to answer without having a funky attitude anyway. But I said, well, Lord Jesus, if you just talk to your children sometimes, we can get to the bottom and work it out. And now today, having no problems. He up there playing baseball, having no problems. And you still, he won't get that phone back until a Sunday. Paul, he wanted to show his ex-coach that he done grew, child. But I don't know that. Honey, you better talk in the moment. Your mama going through perimenopause. She ain't got the patience she used to have. But, honey, listen. Was on one. But yeah, honey, Aiden packed up, baby. When I tell y'all, Aiden was slinging all the chairs on his shoulder. I have never seen, oh my, I can't carry this. I already got these 2 chairs. I can't carry this too. He had the cooler, my Stanley cup, Ricardo's cup, Boosie's cup, 3 chairs. He had my umbrella. I said, well, damn, baby, Aiden, baby, he picked up everything. If I would have been like, well, we just gonna stay, baby, Aiden probably would have slid down he would have slid into home base. Child, be ready to go. Be ready to go. Look, coming to the car. What do you want? What? Honey, be ready. Ready. Don't want to be there. No. I know it's like, can we talk about how to start the adoption process? What's wrong with you?
Cold.
You cold? Ain't no way.
Got a breeze outside.
Boy, ain't no way you cold. Cause you'll be outside with no coat on when it's 30 degrees outside and act like you warm. It's 70 degrees today and you got on a hoodie and you cold. Child. Whoo, child. Yes, so we do have a big backyard, but we're trying to figure out how to divide it up between all the children of the corn. And I don't want Boosie busting Zari and Carly's tiny house windows out. So what Boosie up there doing today, Aiden? He doing pretty good. Yeah. Has he hit the ball today?
Oh, they haven't hit yet.
Oh, they ain't hit yet? Yeah. I was telling the Cyber family how you packed up all that stuff yesterday when we left that field. You had 30 chairs on your arm. And yeah.
I was trying to get out of there.
I know you was trying to just get out of there. Oh, Lord have mercy. And wearing chairs like bracelets. Getting on my last nerve. But as far as the adoption process, I honestly, I tell people this all the time, and I hate that. I'm sorry. I really just don't want. But I never have gone through private adoption. So I can't say for sure how that process looks. And so I don't like to speak on it because I don't really know how that process looks. Me and Ricardo never thought about adoption before, so we never went into private adoption. I know at one time around here it was like $25,000, almost $30,000 to adopt. So I don't know a lot about private adoption. So because all of our adoptions were through foster care. Well, 2 of our adoptions were through foster care, and then 1 of our adoptions was adult adoption, which to me is the best way to adopt. Now, if you want some information on adult adoption, I can help you out in that area. Because to me, and I'm talking about private adoption, I'm talking about kinship, I'm talking about foster to adopt. adult adoption, to me, in my opinion, is the best way to go about adoption, in my opinion. And that's only because when you know better, you do better. And when you get information from adoptees, like, I don't try to downplay anybody's experience with adoption. Like, everybody have their own experience. Some are negative, some are positive, you know, whatever the case may be. So in my opinion, with our adoptions, the adult adoption was the best way to go and the best way to handle it. The reason why I feel like adult adoption is the best is because the child is consenting, and not even a child at that point, they're an adult. So if they're sometimes at 16, they can become emancipated, and therefore become a consenting adult. In some states, 16-year-olds are considered adults if they're emancipated from their parents. And then therefore you can adopt them legally through adult adoption. But as far as our case with Carly was 18 and she was a consenting adult. And from there, we had to go down to the courthouse. We had to get some paperwork, and the paperwork was an application for adult adoption, and I think it cost $285. We had to get paperwork to send a letter to her biological parents, a letter that had to be notarized. And of course, if you bank, wherever you bank, they notarize it. Well, my bank notarized our stuff for free. And so, at 16, Carly wanted to get emancipated, and I encouraged her not to. And my thing is, we had Carly since she was 12 years old. Legally, we had legal guardianship of her. Well, we had temporary guardianship of Carly from the time she was 12 until the time she was 15. At 15, we got legal guardianship, full legal custody, full legal guardianship of her. Now, the difference between temporary guardianship and full custody or full guardianship is temporary guardianship stops at some point during the year. So when the school year ends, so do the guardianship. And we would have to renew it every year. But that is all her biological parents would be willing to sign at that point. And so we were just trying to take what we could get at that point, because if something was to happen to Carly in our care, we wouldn't be able to do anything. You know, we would just be stuck. And so we had to have some type of guardianship at 12, 13, 14. When she was 15, I pretty much had a conversation with her parents and was like, y'all are going to have to sit down and talk to Carly and see if she's going to come back over there, if she's going to stay here, if she's going to stay here. We need more permanent guardianship of her because she's growing up. So we need to make sure she's getting to her dentist appointments, her doctor's appointments, and all of these things. And so it was some rigmarole going back and forth. And so Carly was like, I just wait till I'm 16 and I'll emancipate myself. And I was like, that's a lot. For a 16-year-old, it's too much. I felt like it was just going to be too much. When let's just wait 2 years. We'll look at adult adoption as an option, and we'll see how that goes. We finally was able to get the full guardianship, but it expired when she turned 18. And so technically you don't need to adopt an adult, right? Technically, but adults, they want to feel like they're a part of the family too. And Carly, because she had been a part of our family since she was 12, she wanted that legal piece. She didn't have to have it, but I know that was something that she wanted. She definitely wanted to have that legal piece to be attached to us, which, that was fine. So we went. You don't even have to have a lawyer. Like when you're trying to emancipate and all that, you have to go to family court law. You have to have a lawyer, which can be very expensive. And so I was like, okay. So on her birthday, we gifted her with adoption paperwork. We asked her if she wanted to become a Jones Baldwin. If she wanted to be a part of the Jones Baldwin family, because I didn't want her to change her last name. I told her that she could if she wanted to, but she didn't have to. And so she didn't choose to change her last name. She did add Jones Baldwin in the middle of her name, and just took her middle name out. Only because I just feel like, you know, you've had this name for 18 years. You have history as a part of your last name. Like, it's no need to change it, but, you know, it's still up to you. And so we went to the court. We turned in the necessary paperwork. We sent the letters to her biological family members. Also, Zaria also had to write a letter to the court stating why she wanted Carly to be a part of the family. I think anybody over the age of 15 had to write a letter that was a part of your family unit. So me, Ricardo, and Zaria all had to write a letter stating why we wanted Carly to be a part of the family. And even though they're adults, like, it was still like we still had to do that. Get it notarized, take it down to the court, and about $450 later, we got our adoption decree in the mail. And she was adopted. Now, with private adoption, I know that process is very lengthy. It almost kind of puts me in the mind of foster care. You have to have a house study. You know, the parents, you know, go through choosing you and all these things, and then, you know, sometimes it goes the other way. The parent decide to keep the child, and, you know, then it's a whole tumultuous type of problem, but process. So that I don't know too much about. But as far as foster to adopt, although I've done foster to adopt and I love my children wholeheartedly, I do feel like children should be consenting, if that makes sense. I don't know, because I know that children in foster care literally at certain ages cannot consent. However, parents can choose to become the child's legal guardian until they're able to consent to adoption. The reason why I say that is because once you adopt that child, everything changes. Their identity, their name, their name on their social security card. Like, they can literally be blocked from access to anything that they had prior to. The difference is, with my children, I fought tooth and nail to get all of their stuff. Original birth certificates, original social security cards. And when I talk to foster parents or parents that have adopted, they always ask, how did you get access to that stuff? Because I'm not going to play about my kids. I know don't nobody else play about their kids either, but I don't want to have to tussle with these social, like, I need their information, because if my children ever ask me any questions, I want to be able to hand them over their little packet and tell them to look at this packet. Here's your original stuff. And here, this is what it is. And so if a child is old enough to consent, you know, some kids in foster care go through horrible things, y'all. And they get adopted, and their whole identity prior to adoption is wiped away. There is no open adoption. Sometimes the kids don't even know they're adopted. And then the kid is getting horrible treatment. And next thing you know, the kid grow up and they didn't want to be adopted by these people. No way. They find out they was adopted, and they like, where's my, like, how can I get in contact with my biological family, or whatever the case may be? I don't know. But and then it's a hard process for them to go through. You know, I don't feel like people's history should be erased, or people's, you know, I feel like that stuff should still be available to them. I don't know. But of course, when me and Ricardo, like, Aiden was our first foster child. He was the very first one to come into foster care in our house. So he was, and I don't want to say this about my son, but literally he was the blueprint, but he was also like the trial error, you know, kid. Because we had no prior experience prior to him, what foster care would entail, what it would look like, what foster to adopt would look like, because again, Aiden was also our first adopted child too. And luckily, with Aiden, I was able to obtain all of his paperwork prior to being adopted. So now with foster to adopt, I don't recommend people go into foster care to adopt. That's just not what foster care is about. Adoption is about, foster care is about reunification. That is the first goal. That is the first goal of foster care. Reunification. Whether you feel like a child should be reunified with their parents or not, it's not up to the foster parents. It's not up to you. What's up to you is you giving that child a safe space to grow, to feel loved, to encourage them, to provide a safe haven for them until their parent worked the plan according to social workers, according to the system. And if they give them the child back, then like that was the goal. I see foster parents all over Facebook. TikTok. Oh, my kid that was in foster care with me for a year is now going home, and oh my gosh, it's like, yeah, it is. But I just don't, like, I'm not that type of foster parent. Like, I'm not gonna get on the internet and trying to gain sympathy for something I signed up for. But I do know that it is hard. Yes, the children, you grow to love them. But who loved them first? Their parents. Their parents loved them first. And I hate when people that are not foster parents, or even the foster parents, think that parents of kids in foster care can't make mistakes. My children could have been in CPS. My children could have been involved in the CPS case. I lost Zari in a department store one time. A whole department store. I lost somebody else's kid in a department store. Like, I remember, and it was a split second. It was literally a split second. My brain was so fogged up and crazy. One time, I literally forgot to drop Zari off at the daycare, y'all. Drove all the way to work. And luckily, I used to hang my jacket on my back seat. I cried for hours. I couldn't even go into work because I forgot to drop my baby off at daycare. She was still in the back seat. When I got out the car, when I got to pull up at my job, I got out my car, went to the back seat to grab my jacket, and my baby was just sitting in there. Zari was probably like 8 months, and she was just like, not even having a care in the world. But what if I would have pulled up to work, got out the door? Whoo, child, that had me shook for a minute, like, just so absent-minded. And, of course, at the time, I was a new mother. I was a teenager. I was 19, but, still an adult, grown. But I just see where a lot of foster parents be wanting to garner support for them to keep the foster child. And that's not what it's about. It's not what it's about. It's not what it's for. And if you want to adopt, then you got to go hiking on over to private adoption and do it that way. Those children in foster care are not our children. They're not our children. I don't know how Boosie and Aiden, yes, they're in our care. And yeah, if they want to call you mom, if they don't, whatever. But at the end of the day, we have to prepare them for reunification with their parents. I was always working on that with my children. I was always preparing Aiden. I was always preparing Princeton, and then it just fell like that. It just fell, to where they weren't able to go back into reunification. Now, if it happens like that, fine, but you can't sabotage the process because you didn't got attached to the kid. And I see that all the time. I see that foster parents get attached to the kid and now they want to sabotage birth parents. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I know one time I was helping Boosie's bio daddy so much that the social worker told me I couldn't go back in the room with him. She said he gonna have to learn on his own if you're trying to teach, if you're doing everything for him while he's in the room. And I'm like, 17. Like, he don't know. Like, yeah, Boosie had just a swinging swaying. I'm like, hold the baby neck. Hold, give us some support back there. Baby, shake that bottle up. Put it on your hand. Make sure it ain't too high. What are you doing? They watching you. So I feel like I'm trying to be helpful, because I understand the goal. But, adoption is full of trauma. Even my children. It's been traumatizing, and that's why I always say therapy is good. Therapy has been a true blessing to me and my family. And yeah, but adoption can be good, but we also have to acknowledge that it also comes with trauma. Honey, where is Ricardo walking to? Where is he walking? But yeah, so one of the things that I am grateful for too is the fact that I just didn't go into private adoption because I felt entitled to another woman's womb. Don't go into adoption thinking because you lost children that you can't, that you are having struggles with infertility, that you are entitled to another woman's womb. It don't work like that. Or you are entitled to tell them what to do with their bodies. Like, it don't work like that. Oh, I can't have kids, so you having 30, but I can't have one. I'm telling y'all something because I went through it. I went through that. I had to get over that I had to get over the bitterness. I had to get over being angry at God for my infertility struggles. I had to get over those things. And I'm glad that after I went to therapy, God then blessed me to become a foster parent because I had a renewed mind and a thought about women being pregnant. I could be in the room with a pregnant woman and not feel like, why is it not me? All those things that you go through because of trauma, and so, but as an adoptive parent, if you're looking into adoption and you want to look into foster to adopt, and you're starting off in foster care, just keep in mind that adoption is not the first goal. Reunification is. Don't try to sabotage the process because you want to adopt. Get therapy, heal from any type of trauma that you may have from any type of infertility struggles. And then make sure that your children know that they're adopted. That's really, really important. Because somebody gonna tell them. Somebody gonna tell your kids. And you hate for your children to find out on the back end and you never told them. Or some medical something gonna come up and you never told them. So I just say tell them as soon as they can understand, as soon as they can talk. Princeton was 3 days old when we got him in foster care. And Ricardo just walking around the premises. He is such a cop. Look at him. Ricardo just walking around the premises, y'all, looking, making sure that the kids are safe. He is such a cop. He is such a cop. Because he was just walking this way, looking around, and now he walking back this way, looking around. He is such a cop, y'all. Do I go around? Oh, honey, I wish I could go around talk about fostering and adoption all day. I have done some, but thank you. I appreciate that. He on patrol, but Paw Patrol is on the road. Okay. Yes, honey. Yes. So let me go check on Boosie. Since Aiden got back in the car and watch my stuff, Aiden. Yes. So me and my husband, we do what is called respite because I got so disgusted with the foster care system with Aiden that they probably didn't want me to foster no more. I got not disgusted with the process with Aiden, but disgusted with the process with Princeton and Aiden. So when we were going through the adoption process with Princeton, it was totally different. And I didn't understand why. You know, I was asking the lady, I said, well, why didn't y'all do this with Aiden? Because that was my only comparison, you know. And so she was like, you know, I hate to tell you this, but Princeton is 5-star, top tier, 5-star, level 5. And I said, well, what is that? She pulled out a paper. Yeah, they actually have a paper where kids are putting stars and tiers and levels based on the color of their hair, the color of their eyes, the color of their skin, their age. And I was fuming. Okay? Because what? We were never offered any type of assistance with Princeton. And I'm not talking about monetary assistance. With Aiden, we was offered all type of assistance. Not no type of government assistance, child. I wish, because give it here, hand it here. I'll take it. Give me some food stamps right now. I want it. But I'm talking about like groups, and he was offered, we were offered parenting groups. We were offered all this stuff. And with Princeton, I was like, okay, well, what's the parenting group? What is this? She was like, oh, he don't get that. I said, he don't get a parenting group. We don't get called back to come to things. She was like, no, he's a level 5. Me and my husband looked at each other, level 5-star. Yeah, because he's a white blonde. He was blonde as a baby, a white blonde, blue-eyed baby. And he will go just like that. When she told me that, I was like, oh no, baby, I'm going to have to stop fostering and adopting and everything, because y'all done made me mad up in here. Aiden was a level 2. Level 2 was because he was biracial. He did not have coarse hair. But the reason why he was so low in a level 2 is because he was a part of a sibling group, and people don't like adopting sibling groups in more than 2, and it was 4 of them. But he was still a level 2 and not a level 1 because he wasn't black or Hispanic. I was like, oh no, baby, I went crazy. I said, oh no. And after that, I went on a mission to become an advocate. And advocate for equal rights for all the children to have access to all. Get that star system out of here. Get it out of here. That's disgusting. Ugh. Child, that made me so mad. But me and my husband still do respite. The reason why we don't do full-fledged foster care anymore is because all of my children had something different going on, and baby, they require a lot of my time. You know, it's a lot. And so I just feel like God said, if you put more on yourself than you can bear, then baby, that's on you. I told you to stop at 4. Okay. Look at him. They fighting over who in line next. I know. They do it every practice. Lord bless them. Look, still walking up, still trying to get him home. Look, the coach saying, don't get out of line, okay? He been doing good today, Aiden said. I'm gonna have to go apologize to Aiden. It is cold out here. I'm gonna have to go apologize. Oh, I'm gonna have to go apologize to my son, because he ain't lying, baby. It's chilly. It is chilly, but see, I don't be trying to hide my truth, baby. I be cold. Yeah, and you know, I see a whole bunch of talk about, you know, making sure, people, when you adopt within your race, and then I hear a whole bunch of talk of, you know, when people, and I'm talking about private adoption, but when you the reason why African American children are adopted by Caucasian parents is because a lot of African Americans don't do adoption. or don't put themselves out there for to become adoptive parents. And that is 50% of the truth. And so it creates a problem within the system, because there are a lot of African American children that are in the system, are available for adoption, but there are not enough African Americans who are willing to adopt. And I feel like, because African American culture is, we do kinship care, and we do a whole lot of grandma kept the kids, or the kids living with auntie, all the kids over grandma's house, you know. But sometimes we gotta open ourselves up, you know. So if you are an African American and you are willing to become an adoptive parent, I think that would be great for children, African American children that are in the system, or that need to be placed in adoption. But on the flip side of that, I don't think that children have to be adopted by their race, but I do feel like if you are going to do transracial adoption, you have to learn. You have to always be learning. A lot of times people think that just because I'm black and my son is white, that I don't have to learn. And that's far from the truth. White parents are not the only parents that have to learn about things to make it better for their African American children, or their, non-white children. I also have to continue to learn, to grow, to make, to acknowledge and give my son representation, because he may see himself in the world, and he may be the majority in the world, but he is a minority in our family. And because he is a minority in our family, you don't think that Boosie look at people. The prime example is that damn mullet. Who in my family got a mullet? Who he done seen in the black community, in our black community, in our black family, with a mullet? You think that was the hairstyle that I was thinking of? I showed him this mullet? No. He's seen representation. He's seen himself in a little boy that looked like him. Representation really do matter. It really do matter. Y'all know back in the day, that was a hairstyle. Them white people loved mullets back in the day. And them little white boys love them now in the baseball. But he's seen a little boy on Aiden's basketball team that had a mullet, and little boy was Caucasian, and he said, "Mommy, I want my hair like that." And I looked, I said, "Like what?" Because can't possibly be talking about mullet boy, because we was calling him mullet boy. And well, he was calling himself mullet boy, and that's why we started calling him that. But I said, "You like that?" He was like, "Yeah, I want my hair like mullet boy." And I said, "Well, I be diggity dog damn." And I wasn't gonna say, "No, you can only cut your hair like black people. You need a Boosie fade." You need a Boosie fade. Now, mind you, if that's what he saw in him, and that's what he wanted, and he felt like that was what represented, baby, get it. And it's made his little heart so happy. Okay? And that's part of being mullet is not a part of my culture. But I don't care, white people be trying to distance themselves from that mullet. Baby, y'all cannot. Y'all can't distance y'allself from that mullet, baby. That is a part of y'all culture. Baby, every man in the 80s had one, ain't it? That is a part of y'all culture, honey. He is embracing it. Baby. And I'm going to let my son live. I'm going to let him live. That's a part of his culture. Whatever, So it is what it is. I'm not mad because he got it, but a lot of people, and it be the white people too. It be y'all. It be the white people. Why do you have him in that mullet? You're horrible. We don't want him no more. Why would you do that to him? They hate to see that mullet come. They hate to see that mullet come. time. And, well, I'm sorry, Patty. That's what he wanted. But yeah, the mullet is like the Jerry curl, right, in the black community, baby. We can't get away from that Jerry curl era if we wanted to, leaving juice drippings all over the grandma furniture. That's why they kept plastic on the furniture back in the day. It wasn't because it would get dirty. It was because people had that Jerry curl juice dripping all over the place. So, baby, we just got to embrace the culture. We just got to embrace our culture. If Boosie asked for a damn Jerry curl, I would be like, get out my face. Savannah Banana. Please. No. So, yeah, it just is what it is. But, one lady got real good. She thought she ate. Baby. She was like, not you got him with well, she didn't say that. She's a Caucasian lady. She said, I cannot believe that you have him wearing a mullet and living in a trailer. The stereotype is loud. Like, what the hell you trying to say? Because that's not, baby, you won't call my child TPT. I'm going to find you. I will throw hands. Okay? It might be in a windmill style, but you going to catch them. But y'all was eating her up in the comments, and I love that. Baby, I was like, don't do that to my baby. I had a Jerry curl too. My mama thought that. First of all, my mother never took us to the hair salon, and I don't like that. I didn't start going to the hair salon until I was like 15 because my mother thought that she could do our hair, even though we have pictures to prove that she could not do hair. But she still set us down at that stove with that hot comb every week, and our hair was sticking out like this. So then she permed our hair. Then she tried to put us a Jerry curl in. Baby, I look like damn Tito Jackson. Okay? Baby, I was around there looking like one of the damn Jacksons. Child, I said, I know my mom, baby, those pictures will never see the light of day. Ricardo ain't never seen them pictures. I don't even think I don't think Zaria seen those pictures. They'll see them when I die. Oh God, I didn't know mama had a Jerry curl. You never will know. Because why did my mama do that to me? And then she put too much in it. Oh, and Mikey's Jerry curl was the worst. At least mine was, looking like sexual chocolate. At least mine did have a little bit of movement. Mikey's hair is 4C. And if you don't know how to work with 4C hair, because you just a mama trying stuff, girl, bye. Child. So Mikey's hair looked like, child, the curl didn't quite curl. Like it didn't never quite curl. So she had like an afro on one side and a Jerry curl on the other, but some was like Jerry curl back here and a baby fro back here. Ooh, child, my mama did us wrong, baby. I'll go over there and slap her jaws right now. But guess who was right? Birds. Now, how Bird had a nice Jerry. I had Perry, and Mikey had, oh, hell no. Y'all done up and done it. I had Perry. Baby. Toya had Jerry. I had Perry, and Mikey had, oh, hell no. I'm going to go put one in her hair right now. When she sleep, she wake up tomorrow and have a damn Jerry curl, because she played in our face. We got pictures. I got pictures of my hair sticking up like this on picture day with a hair bow at the top. Why would you just stick a hair bow at the top? I'm looking like Cindy Lou Who. My damn hair sticking up like this. Why did you think to just stick a barrette on the top of that and thought that was cute to send me to school? And then put a bow on my neck. Like had me a bow tie on my neck. Baby. It was the 80s, baby, but not the 70s. Girl, I cannot believe some of the hairstyles my mama been putting in our head because she was refusing to take it. Oh, by the third time she mastered it, Bird in the middle. Bird got her hair done probably first. She was doing me and Mikey wrong, baby. Then we was 15, and my cousin Leah Latte, y'all know Leah Latte, she was going to school, like she learned how to do hair. Thank God for Jesus. Thank God for Jesus. When Leah Latte learned how to do hair, oh my God, I seen the thunder roll, baby. Ooh, the clouds opened up and light shined upon my face. Oh, please, Aunt Cherry, don't come on here now. No, my Aunt Cherry talking about, you know, by the time y'all took the pictures, y'all messed them up. No, you just know your sister could not do hair. None of y'all can. Since you want to defend your sister, I seen your daughter's hair in pictures, and quite frankly, it must run in the family. None of y'all could do hair, baby. I'm so glad my cousin learned how to do hair, baby. Then, you know, by the time my cousin, she would, you know, practice on me, baby, I would have French waves. I would have a French roll in the back that was tight. You understand what I'm saying? And then don't get good and had little, bobby pins with pearls on it going up the back of the French roll. Oh, my God. Oh, child, and a little pin curl. And then when she got good at crimps, ooh, I got a boyfriend when I had crimps in my hair. When I had them crimps in my hair, oh, I went to school the next day. I had me a boo, because he was like, ooh, your hair. I ain't had no boyfriend the whole time. I was looking like Tito Jackson for 14 years. My mama went to school with my crimps, okay? And my Jordache jeans on, baby. Okay. You couldn't tell me nothing then. You could not tell me nothing, Nathaniel. Yes, Lord. Thank you. But yeah. Then I carried on the tradition with Zaria. I carried on the tradition with Zaria, but the difference was after I figured, like, oh yeah, I got my mama's hands, baby. Ain't nothing blessed about them. Ain't nothing blessed about them. I at least started taking Zaria to the hair salon. Okay, immediately. My baby took one picture where her hair, the bows was on her head was bigger than the hair in the bow. I said, oh, baby, I'm not finna have my baby looking like this. I was like, ooh, baby, she got more bow than hair. Oh my God, this is, oh no. Oh my God, this is out of control. Hello, hair salon? Yes, I would like to make an appointment for 3 years in a row. Baby, just book me up for 3 years, because we gonna need it. No, I didn't sit there and keep putting my baby through that. No, I didn't do it. I ain't do it. And I gave Boosie a bowl cut one time. It was during COVID. Aiden said, oh, mama, you not touching my head. I said, boy, I could trim it. Boosie love that. Boosie love that bowl. Y'all, I thought I could do it. I just knew I could do it. I just had so much faith in myself. But I couldn't. I was like, gonna have to wait till the barbershops open back up, baby. You won't get a haircut for another year. Baby out here looking like the little boy in 6 Cents. Baby, you out here looking like your boy in 6 Cents. I was like, oh my God. I can't. Oh, we don't want that. We don't want that. Proof with pics. I'll post the pic. I'll post the pic as soon as I get home. I'm gonna find that picture. I took so many pictures because I just thought it was so cute. It was so cute. It was so cute to me. And Ricardo got off and Ricardo came and he said, what Boosie do to his hair? And I was like, what? He did something to his hair. So I thought he did something extra. Like he might have got the scissors, or him and Aiden conspired and got the hacking. And if y'all were back in 2020 with me, y'all remember the bowl cut because I came on Facebook and did a whole live about it. But he said, I know you lying. He was like, why you do his hair like that? I was like, literally set a bowl on top of his hair, and because his hair was hanging down to his eyeballs, and he kept doing the bang like Shaggy. Remember, I used to call, and back in 2020, I used to call him Shag, because his hair would hang down like a darn shag carpet. And Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and he would swoop the bangs out of his eye and tuck it behind his ears, and that irritated me so bad. So I stuck a bowl on top of his head and was like, okay, if the method could work, and I just cut around the bowl. Aiden was like, I'm not next. I'm not next. I'm not next. Yes, Auntie Debbie said, Jennifer said, I sure do remember. Yeah, see, I got my OG Cyber Family members on here. Remember the time. Yeah, I had, but so that's the only time. I ain't doing no more. I learned my lessons. Oh, Robin said, I remember. Yes, I learned my lesson. So, I mean, I bet he won't let me touch it no more. But I sure will post a pic. Yep, Zarita, I know you was there. It was the mama, not the baby. No, because Ricardo's show was like, now you know better than that. Now, why would you do him like that? I was like, so it ain't cute. He said, ain't nothing cute about it. Oh. I was like, well, we're just going to have to let it grow out because all the barber shops are closed. Have him looking Amish. Oh my God. Y'all, his hair had gotten so long. And he just was like, he would shake it and he would be angry and aggressively pulling it out of his face. I was like, it's either that or bangs. So I started with the bangs first, and he looked like Lord Farquaad. I started with the bangs first. So I just cut it across, and he looked like Lord Farquaad. And I was like, I won't do my baby like that. So I was like, oh, no, I just got to put a bowl on his head and just cut it around the perimeter. I didn't know what else to do. We couldn't go anywhere. So COVID haircuts was a thing. Oh, God. Oh, God. So, yeah. I couldn't have him looking like that, baby. And his hair was like really curly then. So when I cut it, it just instantly curled under. So it looked like a whole bang. And I had put a roller set right here. I said, oh, baby, you look like you was on Shrek. I don't like that. I don't like that. I kept it for a couple days because I was like, maybe the bangs will like kind of look crazy. Stop looking crazy and kind of, equal out a little bit. No, he was around here walking like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. Oh my God, the things our parents have done to us. He gonna be like me. Boosie gonna be talking junk about me in the future later. My mama gonna give me a bowl cut, gonna cut me up looking like not the bang. And that's exactly what my mama used to call him when I cut it. The bang. So I'm going to post it. I'm going to post the picture. I don't know. I'm going to ask Boosie, can I post it first? Because even though I posted it back then, times is different now, baby. They got friends be watching. Friends be on here watching it. And if I post it, he'd be like, no, don't post it. But if he be like, yeah, ma, I don't care. Because Aiden don't ever care. I'd be like, can I post this? And he'd be like, I look like I was 3. I don't care. I was like, you were 7. You was just a small 7. You did look 3 when you were 7, but you were 7. Wasn't pandemic a time? Okay, the pandemic had us doing all kind of stuff that we probably would have never done. Oh yeah, honey, I tried to cut it. Honey, Zari, Carly, or Aiden wouldn't let me nowhere near their head, baby. You understand what I'm saying? Our split ends was acting up and everything. They was like, no, they learned how to cut down with. Ooh, y'all, COVID was a time. Yes, it was. Good Lord. Oh, he got them running the track. Well, I'm assuming Boosie did pretty good today. Whew, oh, those laughs got me through. I'm so happy that we was able to get y'all through it. Because one at a time. How's the tiny house going? The tiny house is going good. We have completed all the flooring. All the paint is up. And the shower, the doors, the toilet, all of that stuff is bought. And now we're just waiting on the people to come up so we can do the plumbing. And then my dad is going to go in there and put all the rest of the stuff in. So we're waiting for the plumbing. And the girls came and checked it out the other day. And they were super excited. You know, I thought seeing it half finished, they would kind of be like, dang, we should have got a little mini kitchen or something. But both of them was like, oh my gosh, yes, this is exactly what we wanted. And I was like, well, I'm glad. Now, why he doing? Princeton, stop. Stop putting your glove on people's head. Lord. Child. Oh, Amy, a better day tomorrow. Better day tomorrow, honey. No, they're going to be eating in our kitchen or at grandma's house. And y'all, guess what? When the girls come back, y'all will start seeing more cooking content because I can start cooking again. Like I used to cook. Y'all remember when I used to cook all the time? Now, I don't cook at all. Because Boosie's not going to eat anything cooked. He's not going to eat it. He's working on it, but he's not going to eat it like that. Like, he's not going to eat anything. So, you know, Aiden eat a lot, but he eats certain foods in a lot, if that makes sense. Like, if I was to cook a steak and baked potato and asparagus, Aiden's not going to eat that. He's not going to eat baked potato. He's not going to eat asparagus. So I find myself having to buy one potato because Ricardo's going to eat the potato, a couple of pieces of asparagus. Like, if I buy it, I waste it because they're not going to eat that type. They're not going to eat it. So I find myself buying one little piece here, like, that's crazy. But now that the girls are back home, you know, now I can start back cook because now I got Zaria, Carly, and Ricardo. Now I can cook. Child, these boys is real finicky about their stuff. Grandma's house won't be at home. Look at her. Look, now she want to come over here and say, Jerry Curl Jenny. Here come Jerry Curl Jenny. Grandma's house won't be at home. Baby, mama, please. Baby. And it will be. Go ahead. Every time I go over there, oh, I only made enough for me, Bird, and your daddy. Ain't nobody told you to do that. Ain't nobody told you to do that. Okay? So go ahead, come May 11th. Go ahead and get your mind right. Cause we coming back, baby. We coming back. Baby, we gonna recreate 2020 all over again. Cooking with Mama Wednesday. Okay? My mama had a cooking show in 2022, y'all. Yes, honey. No, Boosie don't eat Jersey Mike's. I tried to tell him that the turkey sandwich at home is just like the turkey sandwich at Jersey Mike's. And he don't like the bread. So therefore he don't like the bread in the form of the bread. Okay, so y'all know that Boosie has sensory processing disorder, and it's literally process your senses: taste, touch, see, hearing, smells. When he was younger, it was about the touch of things. It's starting to change into, or when he was younger, it was really about like the taste of things. Like he would just too much, like, or stuff touching his skin. Now, as he's gotten older, it's starting to become a sight. It's starting to become a sight thing more. He literally looked at something the other day and threw up. And it was just something normal. I don't think this is what it was. I can't remember, but it was like a piece of corn. And he was like, oh my God, corn. And then, he was literally throwing up. He cannot look at stuff now. Like the older he gets, like sensory processing disorder changes as the child gets older, and they're able to like process things in this area more, but not process things in this area. Like child, it's just be so much, but it's moving more from, because he's able to withstand certain things on his body now without me having to put the compression stuff on. But certain things he cannot look at, or he instantly gonna throw up. He instantly is going to throw up. Like this has been happening for the past like 4 months. And when I talked to his doctor, she was saying that's a part of it. Like we'll continue to process through. The therapist is going to continue to be working on it or whatever. But he can't look at it. And I'm like, Lord, here we go. Now it's the sight thing. Like, Jesus, be offense, be with me all the rest of my days. So he can't look at the bread because the bread don't look right to him, and so therefore he won't eat it. And he also can't stand that they cut it with the little thing like that. Child, he need a new bag. What the world happened to the cup? How in the world did that happen to that cup? Princeton Jones, Baldwin, come on. 3, 2. Come here. Give me a high five. You had a good practice. Hey, what happened to your cup?
I keep dropping it on action. I did.
Go put your slides on. Thank you. See? Yeah, he in that stage where he don't take care of nothing. He ain't finna get nothing. You in that Boosie, leave me alone. You in that stage where everything is getting ready to be raggedy, everything is getting ready to be drugged, everything's getting ready to be all kind of stuff, because he ain't finna take care of it no more. So that's why I'm telling Ricardo, how you do? You don't take care of your stuff. So at this point, you're gonna be one. I know. Inconsiderate. You can't. You too. Thank you. Oh, her little pants are cute. Like those colors. Yeah, they destructive. Well, alrighty then. Well, y'all have a good and blessed one. Wait, let Princeton clip in, Ricardo. Ricardo got in, crunk up, and was out.
Mommy, can I get my phone?
Boy, leave me alone.
Can I get
Bye.
my phone? Can I get my phone?
Princeton, don't ask me again. I'm going to throat chop you.